So God has been showing me a lot of supernatural signs lately, specifically today, and a lot of them are scaring me, but a specific one, I just got home and he showed me a sign pertaining to a situation that I kind of just dug deep within myself. I don't really talk about it much, because I kind of just try to, move past that part of my life. But sometimes you have to reheal. Sometimes you have to dig up some dirt and figure out your problems again. Just being vulnerable. I had a miscarriage last year, back in December, and that period of my life was very hard for me. It was the last straw for me that really made me just come back to God and really shift my perspective on how I was going about my life. I wasn't in the position I wanted to be. I was outside of God's will. And God put it on my heart when I did have that miscarriage, that this miscarriage was supposed to take everything that was dead from inside of you and take it away with it. And when I buried it, that's what it represented. It represented burying, something old and new blossoming. And I never looked at this tree, but this tree where I buried, yes, I buried the fetus, I buried it in the ground. And where I buried it, part of the tree, there's only one part that's growing leaves, and it's the part where I buried the fetus. And it's shocking to me to see that, because as long as I've been out here, I haven't looked at that. And I guess it's just bringing me back to that time period of my life, because it was around this time period, it was in December, that I'm a completely different person, and something new was birthed when that happened. When I did have that miscarriage, something new was birthed and the old was taken away. And it's just crazy how much your life can transform in a year, in a month, in a day. And I'm a whole completely different person. I'm in God's will now. I'm not outside his will. I'm not resistant to change, resistant to this new being that I'm supposed to be. But yeah, I don't know who needed to hear that. Maybe you just need to hear that story for, some type of confirmation or just some advice that life can change in a year. Okay, you don't have to stay the same. Life can change in a year. God is going to transform your life more than you can ever imagine. And don't be so caught up in your past, and don't be so caught up in the past decisions you made and think that that's it. Because when I was going through that miscarriage, I thought that was it for me. I thought, I would never get out of that. And I had to remember that I prayed to get out of that situation. I prayed for God to get me out of that situation somehow. And, technically I prayed for that miscarriage. Not that I made it happen. God knew it would happen. But he did question me and ask me, is this what you want? And I said, no, that's not what I want. And minutes later, I had a miscarriage. But I'm going to show you this tree, because I feel like it's a very spiritual sign, and a very just supernatural thing that God is showing me, and it shocked me. And I want to show you guys, and get you to see that part of my life, and just see like the signs that God gives me, and like the craziness about it that I go through and stuff like that. But I'm gonna show you this tree. So I buried it right here. And it's the only part of the tree that is growing leaves. The only part of the tree. There's nothing else. Just this part. Right where I buried it. So that's how God works. He shows very supernatural signs. But yeah.